So let's gonna learn how to edit images with GIMP to use them in actors. Okay. So what we're gonna do is basically when we have a picture that we have taken from the internet or like a photo that we have taken, what we're gonna do is we can actually trick it like a little bit that we can actually use it in GIMP. So you can see I have a picture of my dog. Okay. And the picture of my dog is pretty big. So the only thing that I want to use is his face. Okay. So if I crop it with any other program, it's going to be actually have like parts of the background, they are going to be included on the picture. So what I want to do is cut his face and make that the rest of the background is actually transparent. Okay. So I open GIMP, I uploaded the picture, and as you can see, here's the picture of my dog Winston. He's pretty cute though. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, okay, only his face. So in GIMP we have different selecting tools. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to do is going to go to filters, transparency, and I'm going to add an alpha channel. Okay, the alpha channel basically is going to allow us to create a transparent background. As you can see, nothing happens. So what I'm going to do now, okay, so I'm going to zoom in like a little bit that you guys can see what I'm talking, like we can see a little bit better. There you are. Hey, Winston. So there's a lot of different selecting tools. Okay, so you can do like a square, like a circle. You can actually do like the free selection tool, that's the one that we're going to use, or we are going to use the magic wand. What is important is that you first always centrate, have the area that you're going to be working centered. So this magic wand is very nice when the picture has only two colors, because what you can do is you can select a color and then basically it will select all the area that has the same color. Okay, and then like this is easy just to press delete or edit and cut, as I'm going to do, and then just cut the back. Okay, so you can press delete directly, or if not, you go back, edit, and then cut. And as you can see, it changes to like this, like different gray squares. Those gray squares symbolizes that now this part is actually transparent. The one that I like is going to be the free selection tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select different points like around Winston's face. Okay. Let's bring on exactly. And that basically what's going to make us is we are selecting the area that I am going to be cutting. Like this, I can only use that as my image for my actor. Okay, so once I have selected, as you can see now, all the selection has been finished. So if I press delete, what's going to happen, okay, is going to delete the part that I want. So what I want to do is invert the selection. That's going to be that, that's going to make that the rest of the picture that is going to be selected, not what I selected. So we click cut, and as you can see, now everything is gone, but Winston's face. Okay, as you can see, like my image is still pretty big. So what I need to do, okay, right, is select it, okay, with the square, okay, and just make it like pretty close to his face, and then go and I'm gonna make sure that that's kind of like the right. Sometimes it's a bit tricky working with GIMP. So I'm going to select, there you are. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I'm selecting kind of like everything that is very close to him. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to go to image, fit canvas to selection. And now as you can see, I can save it. Okay, so what I'm going to do first you have to save the document. Okay, because it's going to save it as a GIMP file. Okay, it's with this XCF. Okay, so once that is saved as XCF, now I will go to file and I'm going to export or export to. Okay, and you have to make sure that the file is a PNG. Okay, right? So I'm gonna name it like Winston PNG. Okay. I'm gonna click export. And now it's exporting. Okay. I have to click export again. Okay. And then it will actually export as a PNG file. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually, what you can see, it's opening there again. Okay. And I'm going to do the same with the dog tricks that Winston is going to eat. Okay. So you can see two colors. So the easiest way to do is with, so well, first, we have to add an alpha channel. Okay. Then with the magic wand, just selector. And everything that is white is going to be basically now deleted. Okay, one part in there. Now how to do with the other part. And I'm actually going to get rid of the shade also. Like this, I only have the cookie. Okay, so we're going to save it as. So I'm going to put like dog treats. So if you put it directly PNG, okay, as you can see, you cannot do it, okay? So what you have to go is go to save and then export it as PNG, okay? But we have done that before, so it should be easy for you guys to do it. So you basically can do that with any picture that you want to use in GIMP, okay? And I hardly recommend doing that because the best that your pictures are, and the best your game is going to be. So now we're going to add them to GameSalad. So we go to images. We're going to click the plus sign. Okay. We're going to find both pictures. Okay, remember the both PNG, okay? Not the JPEGs, nothing like this, has to be PNG. There you are. I found them both. Now I'm going to click open. And there we got the picture. So now we're going to basically, Winston is going to be object 1 and the dog trick is going to be object number 2. Okay, great. So let's move on. How to make actors move. Right, so now Winston, okay, he's my little boy over there, already has a face. Okay, so if I drag the face of Winston in the picture, like to the screen, so you can see he's now pretty big. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make him smaller. Okay, and I go back to level 1. Sorry guys. I'm going to drag from the side, exactly. And now he's got the right size, okay? Great. So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to add the object number 2. So I'm going to drag it into my scene. I'm going to make it like look smaller. Okay, you can also make them smaller before, and then every time when you drag them back in, it will be like on the same size, okay? And I'm going to rename my object. So as I said before, it's important that the actors are named properly. So Winston is going to be Winston, and treat 1 is going to be like the first treat, okay? So if we preview, so you can see that nothing's happening. But what I want is I want Winston to be able to eat a cookie, right? So what I have to tell is I have to tell the computer that I want Winston to be able to move. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing okay, it's I'm going to be creating a rule. And the rule, okay, I'm going to name it movement or move up. So when the actor receives the touch of, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to control Winston with the keyboards, okay? So I'm going to press, okay, I'm going to press key. So when the actor receives key, and now on the keyboard, I'm going to select the key up. Okay, and it's important that we have it when it's down. Basically, when it's down means that every time when we just press it down, it's going to move. So now I'm going to give it like the behavior that I want Winston to do. So I want Winston to move, okay? So I'm going to drag, move, okay, into the behaviors. So now we're going to give him Winston like, what do we want Winston to do? Which direction we want Winston to go, and what kind of movement we want to go. So additive basically means that you're going to add every time when you move, like when you press the key, it's going to move up, and then it's going to stay there. When you press again, it's going to add in all the movement, okay? We're going to talk about the expression editor later on. So the direction that we want Winston to go is basically to go, what? Up, okay? So as you can see, we have to do some math in here, okay? So I know that I need Winston to go 90 degrees up, okay, and a speed of 150, okay? So the higher the number, the faster the movement is going to be. The smaller the number, okay, the smaller it's going to be, okay? So move up, okay, we have it ready. Now we're going to move like a second rule, okay? And basically the second rule is going to be move down. So the same situation, when the actor receives a key and the keyboard is down, okay, then we're going to do the same. You're going to move to, okay, make sure that you drag it inside the rule, okay? If you drag it like outside the rule, it will not work. Okay, so now it's inside the rule, okay? So if up was 90 degrees, okay, going down it will be 270. So as you can see, related to the actor, and the speed is going to be 150, right? The same. You can also create like you can create groups, okay? So you can group all the movements into one big group that you can do that later on. Okay, so as you can see, I selected one of them, so that was not a good idea. So I selected the first group, and now I added all the movements into that group called movement, okay? It's very nice to do that because later on, when we have a lot of different actions, we can just minimize one of them. Okay, so remember that the rules have to always be added after, okay? So make sure that you know what you're selecting, because sometimes it can be confusing. So I select our side rule. So now we're going to create like, so we have a rule for moving down and another rule for moving up. Okay, so we need one for move right. So when actor receives a key, and the key now is going to be right, okay, and when the key is down, again the behavior is going to be I want it to move, okay, 180. Ready to the actor. So I'm going to drag this rule inside the movement group. And I just only have to do one more, which is create a rule of move left. So you can practice with the different movements, okay? So you can make sure that if you want to use the mouse, you can tell the actor to basically follow the mouse, or if you click in a part of the screen, that the actor will actually move to that specific point, okay? So depending on which kind of game you want to create, you can always play around with the movement, okay? So you can see I found a mistake and I was like moving right, actually like the point in there is showing left, okay? So I'm just gonna change that pretty quickly. And instead of moving right, that was gonna be move left. And then what it was before move left, I'm gonna turn it to move right. There you are, there you are, move right. I'm gonna change the key to right. Perfect. So now we have all the movement. Actually, we're gonna add it to the group movement like this. Now, if I click on the little arrow over here, as you can see, it's nice and tidy. So when I go to preview now, when I go to my main screen and I hit play, okay, it's gonna take us to the level 1, and so you can see I can move my dog with the arrows up, down, left, right. So that's how you set up a movement with your for your actor. Okay. So what to do next? We're just gonna make an actor disappear. Okay, so my dog has to eat all those cookies. Okay, so what I did is I created like a rule that is called food. Basically, so when an actor receives an event which is overlaps or collides with an actor with, okay, the type will tell you basically, it will list all the different actors. Before I was talking about tags, and we will do that later on, okay? So what happens? So I want that every time that my dog, so Winston, overlaps or collides, so basically every time when it touches like the biscuit, okay, the actor is going to be destroyed. Yeah, it's going to be gone. Okay. So that's more or less how you make actors disappear. Okay. So I'm gonna hit preview, play, and now basically gonna start playing with Winston. There you are. So Winston is moving, and there you are. The cookie is gone. Okay. So that's how you make someone disappear. Okay. So the next thing, we're gonna learn how to assign points to actors and keep the score. Okay.